So much for joining me on Their Fight Story. My name is Igdalia, and how do you feel about your fight getting canceled last minute because of the COVID?
Yeah, it got canceled like 3 weeks out. How do I feel about it? I feel like the same as everybody else feels. You know what I mean? It sucks. Like we all wanted to fight so bad,
Yeah.
and then just out of nowhere, we just got hit with the Rona. So I don't know. But it looks like things are like going back to normal, right? Or is it just me?
Yeah.
It seems like it. I feel like we'll be fighting again soon.
Yeah. I'm hoping for August, but who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Who knows how that's going to be? How did you start getting involved with martial arts?
I started when I was 17. I actually didn't even know what MMA was until like I watched it on TV, the UFC, and I was like, oh man, this is awesome, whatever. And then I was like, man, like I want to defend myself. I want to learn like self defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got into it for self defense. I never got in it to compete. But when I was in it, my original school over here in Toms River, actually where I'm living now, Madama Jiu Jitsu. That was my OG school. So big shout out to them. And I started there. And like I said, I started for self defense, and the more I just went, the coach was like, "Oh man, you're athletic and you're picking this up real quick. Well, why don't you do a tournament?" I did a tournament. I did gi and no gi, and I won
Hmm.
7 matches. I won all my matches. I went 7-0, and I got double gold. And I was like, "Man, I like this stuff." So I'm gonna keep going, And then I was a jujitsu guy, and then I dabbled. I started dabbling into MMA, and man, I met my boy now, my main training partner, Nicholas Mota. Look out for him. He's the current CFFC champion, lightweight champion. He was a monster, man, and he taught me everything I know about like striking pretty much right now. And now I'm just a striker. I don't even. I think in all my fights, I haven't even attempted a single takedown yet. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that's like that's definitely stats right there. I have not attempted a single takedown. I know I haven't.
So, what do you think you'll start incorporating more of your ground technique, your takedowns?
Yeah, so that's a big thing. So after my last fight, that kid Welly too, by the way, shout out to Welly Sanchez. That was an awesome fight.
Yeah.
It was a really like high technical fight. Was not expecting him
Yeah.
to be amateur, you know what I mean? And I don't think he was expecting me to be like that either. So I hope we gave that's another thing too, I hope we gave the fans like a good show, and I
You did.
represented him. So him, he man, like I said, I was like so surprised. This kid, he was so good. And then after the fight, I look at his record, and he fought Manny Bermudez, who's in the UFC, and I was like, dang, yo, like, this kid got experience. Like he was good, man. So yeah, I want to incorporate more in my ground game though in my fights for sure. I think it'll actually help my striking. If I fade, get him worried about taking down, and just boom, unleash the hands on him. It's MMA, so I can't just keep going in, striking. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm definitely gonna incorporate some more.
Where do you hope to go with this? You know how some people just fight just to say that they fought one or two fights and then they're done. Do you expect to go professionally? Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to take it to the next level. Like I'm really realistic. I feel like a lot of people in the sport are not realistic, but I'm realistic. If I knew I wasn't athletic enough, or if I didn't have the skills, or I didn't have the it thing, some people talk about, then I wouldn't do it. But I think I have everything. You know what I mean? I have like that's what I bring to the table. I think that's like really different than a lot of fighters is the mind. You know what I mean? Just how I look at it. Just really aware, really cerebral. You know, I want to consider myself to be the most cerebral fighter that there
Mhm.
is. So
What's your fight name?
tenacious.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was cerebral or something.
Oh, that'd be good. I'm about to make it like that now.
Professor X over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny? My boss calls me Ewok from Star Wars, cause like
Oh, really?
yeah, like I love that dude. Shout out to Guy.
Oh, that's awesome. What would you have changed differently in your last fight?
Just what we talked about. I think if I level changed on him more, got him worried, and because I was hitting him with some good fakes,
Hmm.
he was stuttering, and once I fake and then I go, because I get you off balance. But I think, man, if I level change, clinch more, you
Hmm.
know, like hook into the clinch, I think I would, man, I think I would have won that fight easy. Because to me, I won the first 2 rounds. But when you look it back and you look at it from his, like, for him, like
Yeah.
bias for him, like, oh, well, he won the last 2 rounds, So
Yeah.
it's like you could go either way with it. Because, yeah, I lost split decision, so.
Yeah. I mean, what people don't understand a lot of times is um, you have three judges, right? And
Yes.
each of them have a different angle. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's very important that, that people understand that the angles that they're in, it's not that they're not paying attention. It's their angle. They can't see what you're seeing from what the other judge is seeing from the other side. So at that point, it gets a little, tricky.
Hmm.
And then people want to just blame the judge. Oh, well, the judge wasn't looking. No, he was looking. It's just
For
a
sure.
different angle,
Yeah. Like I said, when I watched that fight, like bias,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see how he won those 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that for sure.
So what have you been doing during this time? Have you been, because I don't really understand, like everybody has a different type of fight camp. Have you been
Yeah.
focusing on certain things?
So I'm pretty lucky. My training partner Nicholas Mota, he lives with me, so
Oh,
we live together. So we were basically just training, the whole time during the quarantine, like the hardcore part of the quarantine. But now it feels like everything's kind of like relaxed, more opened up. Like I think June, right, like 2 weeks ago, our governor of New Jersey, I think, opened up like professional sports. So if you're a professional athlete, you can train. So it's kind of like a loophole.
yeah.
So we've been able to like start training here and there, but it's not like full blown yet. But with me and him, we've been doing pads. We've been training together. So it's been good. I've been staying active. I've been working a lot. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. To be honest with you, I can't complain. I've been working a lot, training right after work. It's been nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that I make for myself. I want to touch on that a little bit. I see a lot of this stuff going on in the world. I started from nothing, dude. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. It was, no, seriously, it was bad. It's bad. I would live in an apartment with 3 of my other brothers, my mom and a stepdad, and we didn't have nothing. But I don't use that stuff as an excuse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of people use like their past as an excuse, and like I can understand, but like you can't let that like be your life anymore. You know what I mean? You got to take the reins of your life and do what you got to do. So
Yeah.
like me, I work, like I told you before, I do excavation. It's like super hard, super hard work. I'm like dying out there, but I got to do what I got to do, to make money, and like, no excuses. You know what I mean? So I think with that mindset too for MMA, it's a good mindset
Yeah.
because in there you're not gonna quit. You know what I mean? No excuses. You got to do what you got to do in there. So
Okay. Would you like to fight again in Massachusetts for your next fight, or are you looking to fight locally?
yeah, that'd be cool to go to Massachusetts and fight again because they did pro rules. And it was still amateur, so it was good. Like get the experience, like with the head kicks, the ground and pound stuff like
Yeah.
that. 3 minute rounds, stuff like that. So it was nice. But if I really had to choose, I would definitely fight locally, because man, it was rough, man. I was on an empty stomach, no water, and we took a 5 hour drive like that. And then when I got to the hotel, I cut weight for an hour, and I cut like 5 point something pounds that night. Went to sleep, woke up, cut another 3.5 pounds, and weighed in. Bro, I was like, I was dead.
Oh,
So
crazy.
I would definitely want to fight locally for those reasons too.
What other promotions have you fought locally over in like the New Jersey area?
Yeah, so all my fights have been each of my fights have been with a different promoter. I've done Maverick MMA, Maverick, which is in Pennsylvania, and then I did Primal Fight Promotions, which is in Jersey, and then Cage Titans with you guys in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think it's good, because I want to get exposure as like as young fighters, amateur. You want to get as much exposure, obviously, as you can. So.
Oh, no, of course.
Smart.
Do you have like a time frame of when you want to go pro?
Yeah, I want to be coming off a win for sure. So I want to do probably one more fight or 2 more fights, depending how the next one goes, and then take it from there. Because like I said, doing pro rules already. Why am I gonna
Yeah.
fight pro rules and then people are gonna say, well, the level of competition. Yeah, I get it, but I also don't want to be those guys who's fighting amateur until they're like 27, 28. You know what I mean? And then you go pro for like a 5-year career, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we were talking about before, I'm realistic. You know, if I wasn't ready, then I would not. I wouldn't even touch it. I wouldn't even think about it. But you know, I train with the best guys, man. I train with Nicholas. We train with Frankie, Paul Capaldo, Santo, Curatolo. All these guys are on the UFC, either in the UFC or on the verge of going into the UFC. You know, to the next level. So I definitely get the best in training. And like I said, one more fight. If it goes good, I think I'm ready to go pro.
If you could give advice to the youth right now, what would it be as far as, martial arts and how it can impact people?
Man, I would say like stay off of social media a lot. You know, I think that influences a lot of people in like the wrong ways, and also you're paying so much attention to other things and you're not even focused on yourself. You know, and I think if people would just focus on themselves a lot more and just like stay off of social media a lot, then I think we wouldn't even have a lot of these issues anymore, man. Because when I go up and train in Woodbridge at Driven Gym, and I'm around like all these different people. Like I don't have all these problems that you're seeing on like Facebook or Instagram. I'm like, hey, everybody's cool. I don't see like to me, like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like to me, it's just like a distraction,
Yeah.
So, but and martial arts too. I think martial arts is awesome. I was a bad kid growing up, and in middle school and stuff. I would like curse a teacher. I was like really bad. I was born in Newark. I lived there for like 11, 12 years. And then I came down to Brick from elementary school, middle school. No, 1 year elementary school, middle school, and high school. And then I moved here to Toms River after high school. But like I said, man, grew up around like all types of people, all different types of people. You just gotta be friendly, You know, I don't see like color or anything, I just, if those people are like that, they're just a-holes to me, So that's the advice I would give. Stay on social media a lot and focus on yourself more. So yeah.
So Tim, you mentioned that you were training at a new place. Do you want to give the viewers some information on where it is, who trains you, and where it's located?
Yeah. I started training there a year and a half ago and it's called Driven Gym. It's in Woodbridge, New Jersey. My head coach, James Meals, he's the man. He really has helped me too. Like, this is why I really want to talk about him. He's like the nicest dude you will ever meet. As soon as you meet him, it's like this dude for like 20 years. He'll do anything. He'll legit give you the shirt off his back. And like, I know a lot of people say that, but he legit would. You know what I mean? He's really, really helped me financially, like mentally. He's really like, I owe that dude a lot when I'm done with this. Even just a year and a half, I owe him a lot when I'm done with this stuff. So big shout out to my coach and my team. You saw my teammate Natalie fight on the card too with me. She had a great performance.
Oh, yeah.
She won that fight against Ashley Barrett, which Ashley was like a how do you say, she had like notoriety over there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So people saw her as like an up and comer, and Natalie took that hype real quick. So our team is strong, we're young, and we're up and coming. So big shout out to Driven Gym.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap it up? What people should be expecting from you?
What people should be expecting from me?
Yeah.
As far as MMA in the future, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to make sure. You should expect a lot of KOs coming now. You should expect to see what you always see out of me. I'm gonna come forward, and I'm gonna give you the hands, and you know what I mean. That's it. You're gonna feel me. Everybody always feels me every fight. So that's what I'm coming for in MMA. You know what I mean? I'm coming to go pro, and I'm coming to make a statement.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate your time too. This was awesome. I actually this is probably like the first time I did something like this. I did something with my MMA news too, but it wasn't like a video review. So I really appreciate it. This was fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time. I know you had to rush out of work, and you know, so I appreciate it. And I'm sure the viewers are going to appreciate it as well.
Awesome. All right.